I'm gonna tell y'all about the first truck I ever owned. It was a 1978 Ford F100 with a straight six. The engine, you could pop the hood and you could climb in that engine and work on it. It was carbureted. I remember there was one vacuum line in there, and if it started running funny, that's the first thing that you would go check, because that vacuum hose came unhooked, and you'd have to hook it back, and it would run fine. But that old truck had a 3 on the tree. What that meant is it was a 3-speed, and it had a shifter on the column. Back and down was first, and then up, over, and up was second, and then straight down was third, and then back to the middle, to you, and up was reverse. And you learned that pretty quick. But there was only 3, so it was pretty easy to manage. But I love that truck. I got it when I was 15 years old. My daddy gave it to me. He had had it for, I don't know, 10 years or so. So it had about 100,000 miles on it when I got it. It was tan, and not a pretty tan either. It was an ugly tan. It had an AM radio in it. Didn't have air conditioning. And in the wintertime, it got cold, and the heater would just barely work. So I remember we had a piece of cardboard, and we would put that big, thick piece of cardboard in the front to block the wind hitting the radiator, so it would heat the water up more, and it would get a little bit warmer inside the cab of the truck, because it got cold in there. Another thing of note, it was a single cab. We didn't, no back cab, just a single cab, but it had a bench seat on the front. So, those are unheard of now. Nobody has bench seats, but the beauty of that is that your girlfriend could sit next to you while you were driving around doing whatever. Right now there's that big console buffer between you that all the daddies like. But anyway, 1978 Ford F100. I was 15 years old, a freshman in high school when I got that, and I drove that truck for about 10 years after that, and never wrecked it. Good gas mileage. It was, no complaint. Like I said, if anything went wrong with that truck, I could fix it, because there wasn't a whole lot with it. It was in good shape. And I'll never forget, I ended up selling that truck to my cousin, and within, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks, he done burned the motor up on that truck. Anyway, her name was Tabitha, and I miss that old truck. I got some pictures of her somewhere. Maybe I'll look them up and stick them on the end of this video. Well, thank y'all for listening. I'm just rattling on about my first truck. It was a good one.